wonderful to see all of you tonight to celebrate the wedding of Yash Chaudhary and Tejashwi Makam, which took place on the 2nd of July 2017 in the Indian city of Hyderabad. I'd like to welcome you all on behalf of me and my wife, Meera, and I hope you're having a good time so far. Meera and I are very grateful for all of you for making this journey, especially to some of our friends who've come all the way from America as well. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. When I began to think about the speech, the first thing I said to myself is that keep it short. Yeah. Don't get your hopes too much. It's not that short. So. Last few months have been very hectic with the wedding preparations and then the trip to Hyderabad, planning for this reception tonight, and recently Yash and Mona Tejashwi have bought their own place and they've moved into a flat in Birmingham, so it's been very hectic and we have enjoyed every minute of it. And this all culminates today in this evening. 22nd of February 1987, that's the day Yash was born. 1988. I was just going to say that this is one day which I've never forgotten, but there you are. That was intentional, by the way. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, my wife says that I don't remember many things about my early marriage days and all that stuff, but these two dates, 22nd of February 1988 and 30th of July 1997, these 2 days when my children were born, are still crystal clear in my mind. So yeah. When I look back at Yash today, it's like a flashback. Obviously, these are special moments when your child is born and you see them growing up. And I see him today as a young man, grown-up man, married man, and he's got values which I'm very proud of. There are many moments I can recall, some very joyous moments which every parent experiences as their child is growing up. I think most of these moments are probably for a more intimate gathering when we have more time, so I'll skip those. However, there is one incident I'll just recall for you. This was when I think he was around 3.5, 4 years old. And I was doing my residency in one of the hospitals in Delhi at that time. And I have to say, the three of us in Delhi at that time, me, Neera and Yash, we had some wonderful times there. At that time, Yash was in Convent of Jesus and Mary. He was in year 1, I think, or thereabouts. And one day I remember I went to pick him up from school. And one of his friends, and they both were standing there. The friend was covered in dust. And both were crying. So it seemed a little bit strange to me. I asked him, why are you crying? And he said, my friend was trying to untie my shoelaces. And that's why I'm crying. I mean, that was really bizarre, so I didn't know what he was saying. I asked him for further details, he didn't give me any. So I asked his friend, and this is best described in Hindi, so I'll translate it later for those who don't understand Hindi. So his friend told me, कि इसने मुझे जमीन पे पटक दिया और अपने जूते से मेरा गला दबा रहा था और उस जूते को हटा रहा था तो उसका फीता जो है वो खुल गया. Translated, it means this guy had wrestled me to the ground and was trying to stamp on my neck with his boot. So I was trying to get his boot away from my neck and his shoelaces became untied, and that's why. So I can understand why his friend was crying, but to date I don't know why Yash was crying in the first place. As a baby, he was never interested in making too much of an effort. He was quite a healthy baby, he never crawled. So time went by, and we were starting to get worried that he's not even crawling when he's going to walk. And one day, all of a sudden, I was reading a book and he was playing around in the room in front of me, and he just got up and walked across the room. So he didn't believe in having any middle way. And there was no stopping him after that. As I see him today, He has grown up into I mean, you might have heard that, sons want to emulate their parents. But I have to say that the way I've seen him grown up and the values that he has these days, I wish I could be more a man like him. And I don't think there's any bigger tribute I can pay to my son. I mean, if you know, there are plenty of advice slips around. I believe there's some on the desk there where all the married couples are supposed to give one small advice to this newly married couple. So I won't give any, because they're going to get too many anyway. So I'll just say that, love each other, support each other, and have respect for each other. And especially in times of difficulties, do look after each other. And also, look after us as well. I think there's enough said about Yash, but one of the best things that has happened to him is Mona or Tejashwi, as you know her. She has been only known to us for a few months, but I can see how well they gel together, how happy they are with each other in each other's company, and I'm sure that they'll look after each other. I have no concerns regarding that. So I wish them all the best for future. Before I finish, just a couple of things I would like to say which I've never had a chance to say. I have got many friends in this room who are very dear to me, very close to me. We have, quite a few of us, we have come together in this country. We have grown together, we have worked together, and our kids have grown together. And many of our kids have got very strong bonds like we have between ourselves. But there is one couple who I would like to mention especially, because I feel, they are the reason why we are in this country, and they have stood by us in good times, but in not so good times as well. And I've never got a chance to thank them publicly, so I would like to thank Walter and Shirley Tobias. Please stand up for me. Please stand up, Shirley. Yes, Shirley, stand. Yeah, very grateful to you for standing by us throughout our life here and in India. Thank you. And lastly, my wife Neera, she has been a pillar of strength to both of us, both of our children as well, and she has supported me in good times and bad times, and I really appreciate her and I really love her. So thank you very much. I think that's about it, and have a good evening. Thank you very much.
Father of Tejashwi, I thank you all for coming here to bless the newlywed Tejashwi and Yash. Officially, my daughter's name is Tejashwi, but for me, she has been lovely, sweet Mona darling, and by which name everyone knows her. Even in our school, her friends, and everywhere, she is called as Mona. In-laws place, she is known as Mona rather than Tejashwi. She brought happiness into our lives. Mona being the first grandchild in our family, she has been loved most by grandparents, uncles and aunties and her friends. It's been every pleasure to see Mona grow such a beautiful lady, charming lady, which she is today now. Like her name Tejashwi, wherever she is, there will be laughter, activity and fun. Indra and I helped her grow up in her childhood. But now, today, she helps us in every need. In her childhood, she was a daughter, but now she is a lovely friend of mine. I lost the count of number of times we watched Bollywood movies together. Her favorite Bollywood movies, हम आपके हैं कौन, हम साथ साथ हैं, कुछ होता है. During her childhood, an incident happened which I never forget, even today. It's just in front of me like that. She was 5 years of old, and myself, Indira, and Mona, we went to a park on one fine evening, and there was a child who suddenly from nowhere he threw a stool which came onto my face. I went to the child and trying to console him, saying that no, beta, you should not throw stones like this, and it might injure others. Mona came from somewhere, and she was hitting that boy with her tiny hands. He was just 5 years old, and which clearly shows that how much she loves me and cares, even at that tender age. For the last 10 years, Akshay, Indira, me and Mona, we have been having very lovely time as friends, more than a family. Hi Yash. I've seen the smile, laughter and joy in Mona when you entered Mona's life. Small corrections. You are seeing the videos there and the photographs. She smiles more than what she was before. Full credit goes to you, Yash. We welcome you into our family. When I saw you the very first time, my initial impression was, am I seeing myself in Yash? In short, to tell you frankly, you're a thorough gentleman. You both are made for each other. Indira, Akshay and I wish you a very, very happy married life. Yes, a small request. You should join us with Mona on our holidays. We don't want to miss all the fun which we had with Mona. Now you will triple our joy joining us. On this auspicious day, a small piece of advice to you, Mona and Yash. It's just the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. Whatever you do, complement each other and move ahead in a very happy, to a very happy married life. Unfortunately today, Mona's grandparents could not come. Their heart and soul is here. Their blessings are always with Mona and Yash. Lots of love, blessings from their uncles, aunties, and friends abroad. I'm sure you all will agree that Mona and Yash will make a lovely couple, and you will join me in blessing lovely Mona and Yash. I thank everyone for making this occasion a very special one in our lives. I will remember this forever throughout my life. Thank you all, friends.
I realised it wasn't actually that difficult a job. What I'm going to say this evening, all these things, they came automatically to my head. I didn't have to sit and think hard about it. So this evening I'm going to talk about my brother first, my memories of him, and how much he really means to me. I have so many memories with my brother, from playing games like trying to push each other one another to see who's the strongest, to playing the PlayStation for countless hours, to singing our favourite songs on car journeys, Indian songs, watching Indian movies together, there's so many, and also playing cricket in the back garden. Cricket reminds me that whenever we used to play, we always used to keep a tally of how many games we each won, and somehow I used to always be leading. So then I realised that when I look back in retrospect, there was these moments when my brother used to play these amazing cricketing shots with so much ease, and now I think, how did I manage to win any of the games against him? Now I know that he probably only did it to satisfy my big ego, because I was the biggest sore loser whenever I did lose a game to him. As siblings, of course, we have had big fights, but we've got back to normal with as much ease and affection, and this is something that happens even today. As a person, my brother has qualities that I could only wish I ever had, He's so kind-hearted and so respectful. In fact, growing up, I don't think I've seen anybody as soft and warm as him when he's simply acknowledging somebody in front of him. He's also really level-headed and very meticulous about what he does. From making major life decisions to even reading instruction manuals, he's so meticulous about what he does. I remember whenever he sees me approaching instruction manuals really haphazardly, I love it when he says to me, "There's always a particular way of doing things, Nikita," and that just echoes in my mind whenever I think about him. As I said, these are qualities that I could only wish for, and I feel very blessed to have a sibling like him, and I want him to always be my sibling. I'm very possessive about my brother when cousins are around from India. And in our culture, we usually address our older siblings by a special name. So I call my brother Bhaiya. We're also supposed to call older cousin brothers Bhaiya, but I actually choose not to because my brother has been such an amazing person to me that the word is too precious to use to address anybody else. For me, Bhaiya just means him, no one else. So, as a family, we wanted the best partner for him who matches him, and that's exactly who my sister-in-law is. I remember the first time we met her, we just immediately bonded and connected. My image of her since day one, she's just this warm, soft, friendly, approachable person, and I think most importantly, she celebrates my brother like a good companion should, and she brings out amazing things from him that no girl ever could. I know for sure. The way you two complement each other, I think you have such a brilliant association, and that's why I only wish you the best and the best for your future married life together. Please don't ever change the way you are. You are amazing people to me. Thank you so much for listening.
For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Akshay and I am Mona's brother. So firstly, I'd like to thank the bride and groom for letting me say a few words today. Well, I was honoured for this post until I found out I'm just the warm-up act for the best man. So I still hope it's good though. So, we have people coming from everywhere to this event today to celebrate this special day. We have people coming from Reading, from London, from Southampton. We have people come from America, Australia. We even have a couple of people here celebrating their birthday with my sister and Yash. It's crazy what some people do for free food. So anyway, when my sister told me that I had to give a speech, I thought long and hard about what to say. Like really hard. Like an hour before I got bored and then forgot about it until about a day ago. So I did what any self-respecting brother would do and found a speech on the internet. I hope it's a good one, I haven't read it yet. It seems like just yesterday that my little baby girl was born. Yeah, this isn't the right one. Okay, so I know my sister's probably thinking, oh, which story is he going to tell about me that's going to embarrass me now? Is he going to talk about the time that I thought that Africa was a country? Or about the time that... Nah, I won't say it. For your sake, I'll let you tell Yash about the time that you thought a good place to hide a broken glass bowl, which you broke, was the microwave. So yeah. But I will tell you all a little bit about my sister. So, while I am the younger brother and she's my elder sister, always showing me the way, at times, she's been my parent, telling me when I'm being stupid, which is a lot. At times, she's been my parent. Oh, I just said that one. At times, she's been my little sister, as I helped her with the trivial problems in her life. But one thing she's always been is my best friend, and I'll always be there. So, I realized from a young age that there was a lot I could learn from my sister, like how to win fights easily. I'd put up my fists, start kicking, she'd just run and tell mum. I also learned through her that I shouldn't be selfish. She tried to take my food once, and I bit her. I got told off, so don't be selfish. She also taught me how to be realistic. Sorry, it's not that bad a speech. I'll never forget the first time I was watching Spider-Man. I was running around, jumping up and down, going, tss, tss. I want to be Spider-Man when I grow up. She just looked at me and said, Akshay, grow up. You've got a reception speech to prepare for tomorrow. From shouting German songs comprising of 4 words across our bedrooms in our first house in England, Schnappy, 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 Schnappy the small crocodile, to going on eventful holidays to say the least. It's been a pleasure to spend the last 21 years with you. Love you. To Yash, the man who gets to spend the rest of his life with her, good luck. From the moment I met you, I knew I liked you. I liked you even more when you sacrificed studying for your exams to watch Game of Thrones and go gym with me. That was very special to me. And I hope you pass as well, because you need the good luck. You're the calm and collected guy that's perfect for my sister. Your love for her is impressive, and rivals that of your love for Amir Khan. Sis, you look beautiful today. And that just proves another thing about Yash. He's a man with vision. Very good vision. I see you two going far and having a long, happy journey together. So, it's the part of the speech where I'm supposed to give some advice on how to have a happy married life together. But, with no experience of my own, here's some stuff I found on the internet. Love does not consist of gazing at each other, but of looking together in the same direction. A successful marriage requires falling in love many times, always with the same person. Success in marriage does not come merely through finding the right mate, but by being the right mate. Here's another one that I found, which isn't that helpful, but I like this one. When a man holds a woman's hand before marriage, it's love. After marriage, it's self-defense. No, but seriously, I couldn't ask for a better sister, except that I wanted a brother. But sis, I wouldn't trade you for anyone. But if I had to pick a brother, I'd pick a guy like Yash. Welcome to the family, brother. I'd like to thank you both for letting me say a few words today, and myself and everyone else here is privileged to share this day with you. May your joy never end like the circle of your wedding rings, or to make it a bit more Indian appropriate, like your Mangal Sutra. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Akshay. But what do you mean Africa's not a country? Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Yash, and I've known Yash ever since I can remember, really. And for those of you who do know me, I sincerely apologize. Thank you so much to all of you for joining us from far and wide. Delighted to have you celebrate this special day with us. Loyal, sincere, honest, a great man. But that's enough about me. I'm here to give a speech about Yash. You've got no idea how much I've been looking forward to today. You see, it was a rainy, cold night in November, I believe, last year, when Yash and some friends of ours were queuing up to go to a bar in London. We were chatting about this and that, when Yash very abruptly turned to me, and just stared for what felt like an eternity. And I thought this was it, Mona. I thought he was finally, after all these years, going to propose to me. That moment never came, sadly. The words that I hoped would follow didn't come, and the words that actually came was, will you be my best man? And I looked at my hand longingly, you know, for the ring that he would never place on it. I did. It's very painful. But I said yes. And while I'm still very sad that he didn't pop the question to me, I know with you he's in very good hands. So basically, after all the time that I've been friends with Yash, he has at long last admitted that I'm in fact the best man. Thanks, Yash. Thank you. He's charming, witty, articulate, handsome. Sorry, Yash, what's this word? I'm having a little trouble reading your handwriting. But in all honesty, really, Yash has been my best man all the while I've known him. It's really him who has taken every effort to keep in touch with me up to the point in our lives when our meetings were no longer dependent on our parents having get-togethers. He calls me out of the blue just to catch up and have one of our silly chats, and I instantly feel better. He's been the Kel to my Keenan, the Starsky to my Hutch, and the Shahrukh to my Karan. Actually, maybe not that last one. I recall at the Sangeet ceremony in India, where I had to come up with an annoying habit of Yash's, or something I could change about him. And I couldn't think of a thing that I'd like to change about Yash, so please don't change Yash ever. The only annoying thing about Yash is that he's annoyingly perfect. He's an impeccable son, a great brother, an absolutely amazing friend who you know will always be there for you. And I have no doubt for this reason, Mona, that he will be an even more wonderful husband. No pressure, Yash. What I've always admired about Yash is his sense of identity and his groundedness. He's never forgotten his roots, he's so big on tradition, and of course family. And so it was no surprise to me when he first introduced us to Mona. And before I go on, I have to say, and I think you all agree with me, that Mona looks fantastic tonight. I think they agree, Mona. And as for Yash, well, good effort, mate. My first impressions of Mona were how friendly, warm, and approachable she was. Maybe it was for this reason why her friends who we first met were treating her more like her sister than as a friend. In the brief time I've come to know Mona, it has become clear to me that she too shares so many of Yash's values, and that evidently they are perfect for each other. I have to tell you, Mona, that I haven't seen Yash this happy since today, and that includes the time that I told him about the Kuch Kuch night in London. For all those unaware, Kuch Kuch is a club in London that one night every month hosts a night exclusively of playing Bollywood 90s music. And for anyone who knows him, boy does Yash like Bollywood 90s music. And I guess so do I. So it feels surreal standing here today when I can recall Yash and I playing Streets of Rage on the Sega Mega Drive and GoldenEye and all those sorts of games. And now here we are today. We've had so many amazing times over the years, Yash, that to select any particular one and talk about it would be to do the others injustice, I think. All I know is that going forward, we're going to have some even more incredible times with the addition of Mona or Tejashwi to the gang. So that's really all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. So if I could ask you all to please join, well, I don't actually have a glass, but if you could all raise your glasses, please, to Mona and Yash, as we wish them a lifetime of happiness, prosperity, much laughter, and a great deal of Bollywood 90s music. So, thank you.
Everyone, I'm Samyukta. I've been really good friends with Mona for about, I think I've lost count, since we were yay high. And we used to play together in the campus, over the seas in Oman, and then we traveled across here and both ended up in England. So that's where our journey began. And thank you for the opportunity to say a few words this evening. Dear Mona and Yash,
Many, many congratulations. There's lots of wishes and there's many more to come. Wishing you all the happiness, success, love and fun on your journey together ahead. I'm sure you're equally excited to experience life together and share all those special milestones that are still yet to come. Mona, I've known you through childhood, teenagehood and university life. It is incredible to look back on that journey and all the more special to be part of your wedding celebrations. I was wondering what to speak about this evening, but I guess the answer was actually pretty clear. We have the hero and the heroine right in front of us. And since we have a lot of Bollywood fans amongst us, I thought I would incorporate a line or two, so try to guess where they're from. Mona has always been very creative and competitive. From badminton to swimming to dancing to art to recent baking. She always adds a personal touch to birthdays and of course her own wedding planning. She always plays devil's advocate, so watch out Yash. Discussions won't be short. प्यार में जुनून है, पर दोस्ती में सुकून है. So when things get a little heated, feel free to call us. We've had so many fun times together. Some of Mona's favorite things are theme parks, horror movies, Antakshari and charades. Her wonderful personality attracts wonderful people to her. And testimony to that are all the fantastic group of friends who've gathered here to share this special evening with them. From every stage of her life. She's always been a high achiever. She's set the bar very high for the rest of us. And a true passion lies on the dance floor at our annual celebration every New Year's Eve. But what makes Mona so very special is her love and commitment to family. Since Yash also harbors this wonderful quality, I think they complement each other really, really well. So have fun, enjoy every moment, क्योंकि हमारी फिल्मों की तरह हमारी जिंदगी में भी एंड तक सब कुछ ठीक हो जाता है. Happy शुरुआत. Thank you.
So, hello, my name is Will Brooks, and most of you don't know me, or at least I hope you don't, I'd be worried if you did. I didn't think you knew I was going to speak, but here I am. This is me. So, thank you, Nikita, for offering me the opportunity to speak. Yash and I met one sunny September afternoon in 2006. That was the first day at Sheffield Medical School. And really it was a bit of a fairy story from the beginning. We got on very well. He was sat there moping on his bed, wearing his blue vintage shirt, which I remember very well, looking a bit forlorn, having to go to say goodbye to Mum, Dad and Nikki. And I was wandering about a little bit haplessly as my usual fashion. And I went in and sat next to him, and we started talking, and we haven't really stopped since then. So I've got another marriage joke, so Yash, you beat me to it. I always said I was going to marry Yash, but he's the wrong gender for me. So thank you, Mona, for taking on that. We always said that Yash would get married first, and so it's proved. There are a few other long-running jokes to let you into. We paid very careful attention when we were medical students. Occasionally I see a case of severe sodium, it's meant to be enough. I also occasionally have people who sit on the dialysis machines. What else? We've had pesky viruses, we've had asthma. These jokes won't mean anything to you, but they mean something to Yash. We had a hapless lecturer who couldn't turn the microphone on, and his basic course was to get out the emergency red telephone every time. I mean, you know, we've seen all sorts. I've been frequently mocked for my geometrically challenged disposition and lanky limbs and my diet of leaves. Yash has been frequently mocked for his tendencies to chicken and chocolate and the amount of time it takes to get ready to go out. Mona, I was relieved to hear you have 2 bathrooms in your new property. Yash has been a regular visitor at my village home in Nottinghamshire, which is where I'm from. He continues to call my parents Mr. and Mrs. Brooks, which is absolutely delightful but completely unnecessary. And this speaks to the, I think, just the respect with which Yash has been brought up. Dr. Chowdhury, Dr. Jal. I've also been a regular visitor at Yash's house in Derby. I think the first time was New Year's Eve 2006, and I spent the last New Year's at your house, which was very special to me. And thank you for that. And this has been mentioned already before, both about Mona and about Yash, but Yash's sense of family and his connection to his heritage. And basically it's a value that we share, although our families are very different and our heritages are very different. The specifics of that are less important than the fundamental value of family and the understanding of where we come from as individuals. So I could go on to talk at greater length about playing cricket in the corridor, captain, colonel, lawn bowls, cinema, shopping, travel, music, but really we've talked an awful lot, and I'm sure we'll continue to talk and spend time. That's really what our friendship is about. So for all sorts of seasons in the past 10 years or so, you've been extremely capable and extremely determined as you've gone about your professional endeavours. And as a friend, you've been absolutely consistent and unwaveringly loyal. It's a pleasure to be here to eulogise with you and eulogise without hyperbole. So thank you very much and all the best.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know us, we're two of Mona's university friends. Before we start our speech, we just wanted to say a really big thank you to both Mona and Yash's family for having us in India. We all had a truly amazing time and were welcomed by you all, so thank you very much. So classic Mona gave us the privilege of giving the speech only a few days ago, so we apologise for the last minute. But we thought we'd share some of our favourites and fondest memories with her. And who knows, Yash, there might be some surprises for you along the way, so I hope you're ready. So we met Mona 8 years ago at medical school, and she may have come out with a medical degree, but little did we know of some of her other talents. Firstly, she's an amazing artist. She can draw on it. She can draw anything and on anything. Yes, that includes first year pharmacology lecturing. Mona, we're still waiting for our paintings. She's also a really great makeup artist, as we found out through our many events throughout medical school, including the med balls, Roshni and Hindu sock events, and also just general nights out. Another one of her known talents, as Sammy mentioned actually, is that she's a great dancer. And for those of us that were in the Sangeet in Hyderabad, I'm sure you'd agree, she somehow managed to choreograph all the dances, as well as dancing some of her own with Yash. So Yash, you've married not only a doctor, but a dancer and an artist all at once. What more do you need? Another thing to add is that her timekeeping ability is extremely great. We can always rely on her to turn up at least 2 hours late.
But we're pleased to say that she got here on time tonight. So I think my very first memory of Mona summed up her character pretty accurately from the off. During our University Freshers Week, we were at one of the Freshers Events, and one of Mona's contact lenses fell out. She didn't have anything to store it in, but not wanting to waste a good contact lens, she decided to store it in the remnants of water in her water bottle, which I'm sure was very hygienic. But I think that very first encounter with her identified for me some of her key traits. She is crazy and scatterbrained, but always resourceful, practical, and economical.
Over the years, our relationship with Mona has evolved from lecture buddy to flatmates, from travel partner
to best friends. She's actually been the brains behind all of our many cherished group trips away. Who can forget our cabin in the woods weekend in the Forest of Dean, which she actually organised? And also, she's never afraid to do any of those dangerous drives down the country lanes, even with 4 of us in the back.
So, when deciding what to say in this speech, we did think of all the many hilarious and slightly embarrassing things that Mona's done over the years, but we don't want to embarrass you too much in front of everyone, as we already did at your hen party, so we'll spare you tonight. Mona is really one of a kind. I know that's a cliche thing to say at weddings, but with this girl it really is true. She is funny, intelligent, and crazy in the best possible way. She has a really strong belief in protecting and caring for the people that she loves. She can always make you laugh, whether intentionally or not, and she's just all round great fun to be around. She's never once in my memory not been there when I needed her. Above all, she has a kind and welcoming heart. In the last few months as we've got to know Yash, it's plain to see how great a couple these two make. Mona has always been kind and caring, but somehow I feel like Yash has brought that out of her even more. As all of our university friends will attest to, Mona was never much of a hugger, really, but she's definitely not averse to a hug now. And she smiles so much more, even in photos now, which makes us all very happy. A great thing I hear is that Yash has made Mona learn how to be on time, which is a feat that none of us ever believed could have been accomplished. Yash, it's been a real pleasure getting to know you, and we look forward to all the years of fun ahead. You have found a gem in Mona, but she has equally found a really true gentleman in you.
So just final words, Yash, we couldn't be more happy to welcome you to our group of friends. You're welcome to come to sleepovers, cinema trips, anything. So if everyone could raise their glasses to Mona and Yash. Mona and Yash!
Serious actually, and I didn't have to speak. Hi everyone, it's amazing to see all of you here. Thank you to each and every one of you for making the trip up or down if you come from the north, since we are in the middle of the country. It's wonderful to see everyone who's here to share this day with us, to share this moment with me and Mona. I appreciate everyone's presence here, and I'm very, very thankful to have such wonderful company this evening. I think the thing that I was dreading most about tonight was whether I'd fit in this Jodhpur suit, since the last time I wore it was on the wedding day, and even though it's been only a month and a bit, I've put on a bit of a paunch, I think the word is. So I wasn't sure if my trousers would fit, but luckily it just managed to fit in. So how do I start? Can I have my phone? Sorry, my speech is on my phone. Sorry. Talk about organisation. I've tried to sum up all the emotions that I've gone through over the last 1 year, since it has been over a year since I met Mona. A lot of things have happened, obviously. A lot of emotions. And it's been one of the most eventful years in my life, and the most precious last year of my life, and the most memorable year of my life. And the only reason for that is because I met someone as special and as perfect as Mona. Brownie points. I want to start by thanking my wonderful mother and father. Hi, is that over there? Hi. Thank you for raising me and grooming me to be such a wonderful and amazing person. I'm sure everyone would agree. Yeah. Sheffield people, come on, agree. Yeah. Thank you for all the values that you've instilled in me. Thank you for all the love and support you've shown me over the years. Thank you for meeting my every need and demand since growing up. All of that I was reminded of recently watching some of my childhood videos where I was, least to say, a bit of a troublemaker. So thank you for putting up with me, and thank you for all the love that you've shown me. Thank you for supporting me through medical school, and thank you for continuing support that you show me every day. Ma, stop crying. So I can never be thankful enough to my parents for the love and support that they've given me. I'd like to say a special thank you to my lovely sister, Nikita, as she likes to be called, not Nikita. So Nikki, you're an amazing sister, the perfect sister. I love you very much. I cherish every single moment we've shared with each other over the last 20 years? You're 20 now, yeah, 20. I can't wait to see you grow up more. I will always love you. You will always be my wonderful, wonderful, perfect sister. I'd like to thank all of my friends who I've known since childhood, and all the friends who I have the good fortune of meeting in medical school. Each and every one of you has been special to me. Each and one of you shares and has a very, very special role in my heart and in my life. I want to thank especially two of my closest friends who I've known all my life, who I was fortunate to have stood by me, right next to me, literally on the day of my wedding. I want to say a special thank you to my dearest Sir, Yash, and my dearest Shubha Madam. I love you both. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. And I'll always be with you guys. I'd like to mention a special thanks to my Bihari crew. Where are you guys? Bihar? Oh, Jai Bihar. To my crew, medical school, Matt, Nina, Will, all the memories we shared together. To the guys I met in core medical training, Dennis, Arvind, thanks guys for coming. I want to say a special thanks to Bob and Lim. I know me and Bob used to live together in Nottingham during core med. And I remember speaking to him a lot about, because we were very mature then, speaking a lot about marriage, finding the right person, having a lot of discussions after work, thinking about the time when we both would settle down, and all the changes that we were going through during that time, in terms of work, in terms of social commitments. I think spending all those moments together really meant a lot to me, so thank you, Bob. I want to move on to thank my wonderful in-laws, Pratap Mama, Indra Atta. Slowly getting more natural in calling you that instead of auntie and uncle. Thank you for being so welcoming, so kind-hearted, and welcoming me into your family. I couldn't have asked for any better in-laws than you two. Thank you very much for you both. I want to say a thanks to Akshay for being an amazing brother to Mona, for becoming a really good friend, and for becoming my brother. Hope we can do some more gym sessions together. And I hope, please, can you come on Tough Mudder with me one time?
Next year.
And really all of that is leading to Mona, who is the most wonderful person that I've ever met. She is truly the perfect find for me. She is the person who means the most to me. She is everything that I ever looked for or wanted in a life partner. She is loving, she's caring, she's compassionate. And the one thing that really I notice about her, and what other people also tell me, is how caring she is and how friendly she is from people who she meets for the first time and she gets on with naturally. And I think that's a very big gift, and not everyone can do that. So that makes you very special. I think she deserves it. I want to end by saying, I'll always be with you, I will always love you, I will always be your friend, your companion, be there with you in the highs and the lows, looking forward to setting up the flat, and every other minute that I spend with you in the future. Nenu Nenu Premistunanu.